Good morning, everybody. It's Pastor John with another edition of Monday Morning Quarterback. So yesterday we concluded our sermon series, What Does This Mean? And I talked to you about the fact that Christianity is not a religion of monuments. It is a religion of movement. And by that, what I simply mean is we like our monuments, and those monuments could be beautiful sanctuaries. They could be a memorial to someone we know and love. They could be any number of things, from, a small rock cairn to a huge Gothic cathedral. These can all be monuments to a certain moment in time. But Christianity is not about those monuments. Those monuments are not bad. If they remind us who we are and whose we are, then they're good. But Christianity is ultimately a religion of movement toward the kingdom of heaven. And it's a project that will probably never be done in our lifetimes, but it's a project that we can contribute to. And that's what's important. So what I was trying to communicate was, you see, we in our society have a tendency to live for certain moments, okay? And the in-between time is just sort of downtime, preparing for a moment or not. And social media, to me, has just kind of kicked this up an entirely different notch, because now what we do is we live for these moments that we curate, that we create, and then curate, and then, publish on social media, and that becomes our life. When what that really is that's a moment that we have fixed in time and have tried to communicate, that's who I am. When in reality, who we are is constantly in motion, constantly in movement, or it should be. Having memories is wonderful, and even posting them is wonderful. Sharing those memories with people that we know and love, that's a great thing. But the problem comes when we start to live for the moment, and then when that moment is done, we just kind of hold on to that moment, until the next moment comes. When in reality, the life in Christ is always an ongoing moment of revelation, of fellowship, of growth. That's what being a Christian means. We're moving closer to God, literally with every breath. And so when I talked about the fact that, Christianity is a religion of not of monuments, but of movement, I didn't want to communicate that monuments themselves are not bad. Be that monument cathedral, or an altar that we've set up, or a Facebook post or Instagram post or whatever, those monuments are not bad, but those monuments are representative of a moment in time. And if the recollection of that moment in time is something that kind of keeps us trapped in that moment, then it's not helpful. But if recollection of that moment in time inspires us to continue moving forward, then that's a wonderful thing. Yesterday was Communion Sunday, and during the Communion Litany, we always, quote Jesus' words, "Do this in remembrance of me." In the New Testament, which is written in Greek, the Greek word for remembrance is anamnesis. And anamnesis does not simply mean, recollect or fondly remember, sort of in a nostalgic way. Anamnesis means to place ourselves literally in the story of that memory. So that story comes alive in us in the present, and then, moves us forward towards a new future. And so it's an active kind of memory. It's a memory that inspires motion. And this whole thing relates to, like I said, the coming of God's kingdom. And there's a prayer that I want to share with you a piece of. It's a prayer I've probably shared with you before. It's part of my nightly Compline before bedtime prayers. So I say this every night. But it was written by Father Ken Untner, I think in 1979, for a mass that was dedicated to martyred priests. So at the end of this prayer, he says, "This is what we are about. We plant the seeds that will one day grow. We water seeds already planted, knowing that they hold future promise. We lay foundations that will need further development. We provide yeast that produces far beyond our capabilities. We cannot do everything, and there is a sense of liberation in realizing that. This enables us to do something and do it very well. It may be incomplete, but it is a beginning, a step along the way, an opportunity for the Lord's grace to enter in and do the rest. We may never see the end results, but that is the difference between the master builder and the worker. We are workers, not master builders, ministers, not messiahs. We are prophets of a future, not our own." So the life in movement is a life that may not arrive at the desired destination, but in the moving closer to that destination, even if it's infinitesimal, that is the source of abundant life. And it is in that journey that we prepare ourselves for life in God's eternal kingdom. And that is a life worth living. Have a wonderful week, my friends. I do want to announce that I am taking 6 weeks off of Monday Morning Quarterback. I won't be producing these Monday Morning Quarterback videos for 6 weeks during Lent, because I will be producing a longer Lenten study that I'll be posting on Thursday afternoons. So if you'd like to check those out, you're welcome to do that. But I hope that you have a wonderful week. God bless.